Hi. The time is 6:22. It's March 28th. And it's Thursday, 2019. And this is a continuation of the earlier recording, which I just stopped like a second ago. So I'm just restarting just for, to edit the time, just because it's a continuation. But so yeah, going back to the work conversation, that happens to me at work all the time, with people. I guess, I don't know, they feel like they need to stand in my way, or a lot of the thing that happens. I'm gonna tell you one thing that happens is that I don't know if they don't know how to approach me, or they don't know how to talk to me, or because I look Mexican, they think that I don't talk English, even though I straight out talk to them in English. And I don't know, but a lot of people, I guess I don't think that I could see how they are, or whatever, or I don't know, maybe I'm misinterpreting the situation, or maybe we have different understandings of what's what. But I don't know if anybody. I'm gonna assume. I'm gonna assume that this happens to women a lot, right? But I don't know if it does, and I don't know if it doesn't, right? But I'm gonna take a chance at explaining this, even though I don't know anything about the concept, right? This is a new concept that I'm gonna start right now. Okay, so I'm at work. In this conversation, as an example. Okay, so in this example, I'm at work and I'm doing something, whatever, I could be doing paperwork, or I could be like, doing a letdown on the pallet, on the forklift, or moving product around, And what happens is that this guy shows up, as an example. There is somebody specifically I'm talking about, but right now I don't want to mention that yet, right? So this is an example, I'm doing something, let's say I'm recycling a pallet. So then this guy shows up, he shows up next to me, and he slaps something hard, he slaps something on the pallet hard, and I'm like, okay, like why is he doing that? And the first thing that I think is that it's the stupid thing that they do, and it's just annoying, where people try to get your attention so that you talk to them first. And it's stupid. It's like, I don't get that, It's like, if the guy wanted to talk to me, why didn't he just, talk to me? Why is he gotta do stupid shit like that? And the concept of this that I'm trying to talk into it is like, the best thing that I could think, okay? And maybe I'm wrong, but any females that are out there, maybe you guys could, put some light onto this and be like, okay, well, maybe I think you're right. See? But the best thing that I could think, like, I'm a nice guy, like, I'm a really nice guy, I try to be proper, and I try to be polite, I'm not saying that, like everybody else, like I said, females are pretty, females are good looking and everything. So I'm just using that to kind of like to reinforce like what I meant by everybody else, right? So I'm asking the women, right? Is this the way that guys play you guys? The way that I'm talking to you, the way that I'm talking about the stuff that they do, because that's the only thing that I could think, that's the way they play women, and that's the way they play women in their works. And so since they think that I'm a nice guy, and I try to keep to myself, I think that sometimes they think that maybe it's like that, where they gotta talk to me kind of like that, or maybe that's the game that they figured out I'll click, because it works for them for for women. And I don't know, is that something, do any of these stories overlap to your life? Have you ever been in a situation like that? Does that make any sense to you? Do you understand the stuff that I mean? Or am I in this alone? Am I the only one that goes through situations like this? That's what I'm asking, that's right now I'm asking the question to you. And I'm probably not gonna get a response, but I'm saying, is that the way guys talk to you girls? And because I've seen guys talk to girls, I seen guys try to pick up on girls, and I really don't stay around because, like I said, I'm not a player hater. Like, I don't hate on anybody doing their game. I don't hate, If you can get it, then that's cool. If you don't, then whatever. If you can get it, then that's cool, right? I don't player hate, and I don't block. But you guys block me in every way. You guys block me in everything. You men, you guys block me in every way because you guys have been blocking me my entire life. My entire adult life that I've been working. All of you guys have been blocking me in every way, I don't know if it's because the way that I look or the way that I am, but in every single way, every time that you guys have started something with me for no reason, you guys are blocking. You guys are player haters. Okay? Anytime that I lost my job because you guys started, BS issues with me, you guys are player haters, Anytime that you were trying to derail me from what I was doing, you guys are player haters, Every try that you try to make me look whack because you wanted to make yourself look better, you guys are player haters. I'm talking to the men, And if any of you women don't agree with this, tell me why not, right? And the only answer that I could think that you're gonna tell me is that you're gonna say stuff about competition, all right? And there's no need for competition in this day and age no more. Like I said, competition nowadays is not real because it's fake. What's the real competition of two employees working to benefit a company? There is no competition because either way you guys don't get anything but pay. So that's false competition. That's what I'm trying to point out. There is no real competition no more. If all the women and all the guys are over there doing each other, what's the competition? It's all fake. It's all a fake illusion that people choose to believe for the time that they do, and that's where I'm aiming at. Is that part of the reason why I have a hard time with, society or the way that my life is, See, because another thing that happens is that sometimes people sometimes people try to be like for no reason, like I said, it's not like I'm over there provoking them or anything, but they'll try to like I said, hit me up, and I don't know if they're trying to be cool, I don't know if they're trying to be funny. Like I said, I don't know if they're just trying to be dicks and assholes. I don't know which one they prefer to be, but they must prefer to be one of them because that's the way they act. So yeah, getting back to the conversation. So that guy Jose, he works in the True Fresh HVP, and he started, I tell people, I already know the see, to anybody that doesn't know this, I'm letting you know. Anything that I tell you, I'm telling it to you. Okay? I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this to you, right? And I hope you understand what I mean. Okay? You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. Do you understand your rights? That's what I'm telling to you. I know a lot of people are not going to understand what that means, right? And I'm not going to explain it to you right now. Maybe I'll explain it to you later on. But if anybody that's following the conversation, you might understand what I'm trying to say, right? So, like I said, this has to do with the conversation, okay? I'm not going to explain how, but if you're listening to the conversation, you're paying attention, I know you'll kind of get what I mean, right? So yeah, like, that's the thing that I'm trying to say, competition at work is fake competition, because it's just a trick to try to get you to output more work for the same amount of pay. And that's the thing that they have. I'm gonna jump back to Whole Foods now, right? Back in 2010, when I was working there, see, I did everything there. I did everything from loading trucks to unloading. Inventory. Quality control, receiving a little bit, but not really. The only thing that I didn't do is office work, because they have females for that. They have females for office work, and the females, even though I could do their work, I'm not gonna take away their job, because they're females. They deserve to work. If they don't have a guy that wants to provide for them, they deserve to have a kickback job. And that's the truth. See, so that's the issue. That's part of the reason why I stay off office work. Because I think it's for it's not that it's for women. I don't mean it like that, so don't take it like that. But I think it should be more reserved for women. See, but with that said, and that means that all males have to be excluded from that, even the owner. All right, in order for that system to work the way that I'm mentioning it. Okay, that's the thing. Everything is government, right? And the government knows this. I don't know why they allow it. I don't know why they're allowing for all the disaster that happens. Maybe it's just my life. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the only one that's being broadcast this information. Okay, I don't know. Okay, maybe I'm the only one that's seeing it like that. Right? Maybe it's only happening to me. Maybe nobody else out there is going through a similar situation like me. Maybe that's it. Okay, I don't know. Okay. See? The government should have the ability to. By now, the government should have been able to stabilize the whole economy. Over all the time that they say that the economies of the governments have been in play. You would have thought that by now, one of the governments that's in play would have figured out how to sustain a positive environment without any war and hatred. By now they should have figured out, all the government officials, all you white guys that work in the White House, all you white guys that are super smart or whatever, by now you guys should have figured out a way to benefit extra profit for yourselves, to be greedy. We want to be greedy, and to be able to benefit everybody else at a lower level, but equally. See? So I don't understand the thing to that, Is it that you guys don't have the ability to understand it, because you guys are just hooking up your friends with government jobs? So now all the government is full of just, fraternity guys just playing around, and you guys are not realizing that it's like that. Or maybe the government is self-controlled, and you guys are not really doing anything, and you guys are just playing the part, because that's the only thing that I could think. Like I said, this is not hatred talk. Like I said, this is not hatred talk. This is just a conversation that I'm having with everybody. And I'm asking a question about that too. For the government, is it that you guys can't figure out how to balance the books? Is it that you guys can't figure out how to balance the books to where you guys could benefit and not have to screw everybody else over, or a certain amount of people over to benefit your wealth? Is that the situation? Because other than that, I don't understand it. See, other than that, I don't understand. You know, if there's so many smart people, you know, that, you know, the stockbrokers and all that, how is it that they can't balance out the economy? How is it that they can't balance out the economy for it to be perfect? You know, it doesn't make sense. You know, it should be possible. See, it should be possible. See, it should be possible for the economy and all governments to be equal, and for them to be able to regulate the government for the fewer ones that run it to benefit, and for everybody else to be good, right? If they wanna feel like they have a title because they're in government, that's fine, you know. But they should be able to regulate the whole system, and I don't mean regulate like just control, you know. I mean they should be able to maintain it from the beginning to end, you know. And that's the thing that I don't understand, because see, the thing that a lot of people don't understand, that I'm gonna like sidetrack a little bit into government. It's like a lot of stuff that people don't understand. See, construction, all the construction that they do has to do with the third-party system that I talk about. You know, the third-party system in the government itself has to do with that. You know, the court system, that's a third-party system. You know, the presidential system, that's a third-party system. You know, so you guys are gonna start seeing that the third-party system is something that's not a joke. I'm being serious about here. Third-party system is something that has been going on for a long time. You know, third-party system is a trinity. You know, that's what I gotta say to you guys, to prove to you guys that the third-party system has been going on for a long time. And maybe the thing is that they don't understand it. You know, maybe they don't understand it to the fullest. You know, maybe all the government people or all the people that are in the business, maybe they, since, you know, people tend to hire their friends. Maybe a long time ago, the government stopped having talented people that know what they're doing, and maybe it's just a bunch of people that don't know what they're doing. And I'm not saying it. I'm not stating it. I'm asking it. I'm asking the question with the question and the response, but it's not my response to the question. It's just the way that I'm phrasing the conversation. But I'm asking, you know, like, is that the situation? You know, does the government not have the right people working in it that they can regulate pretty much balance out the books? You know, because it should be possible. It should be possible for you know, the few that run it to benefit greater than the rest. But there's no need for the rest to be in poverty. You know, it should be possible for everybody below government should be equal. Okay, and I don't mean equal like in status. Because equality does not happen because people say that it's equal. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about living status. You know, no matter what, you know, the ranks occur. That's the only thing why I could think that they do that, because, you know, a male that's unsuccessful to pretty much to court or, you know, attract the females, they're gonna use the money. They're gonna use money for that. So that's the only thing that I could think. You know, that's the only thing that I could think that they do. You know, they do it in a way to kind of like. They do it in a way so that they can have a benefit over that, you know. But like I said, you know, they should still, even with that, they should still be able to run it, you know. It's like, I don't understand it. Like, I don't understand it, but what I really mean is that I think that I understand it. I think they don't understand it, and I don't know, like this. It's weird, like, I don't know, it's just crazy. Like, I don't know if anybody ever listens to these. I don't know if anybody like kind of relates or gets the conversation that I'm having, but yeah, it's weird, you know. See, you know, if the government can use the cameras to screw you over by giving you speeding tickets and stuff like that, then the cameras can use the government can use the cameras to help you out, you know. Is it because they're barely figuring it out? Is it because they're barely finding out how it works? Or yeah, once again going back to the conversation. So yeah, so then they started, that guy, Jose, he started making BS, stories. But like I said, I had already figured him out, when I started working there, Maybe that's why people don't talk to me certain times. But yeah, like I had figured him out, I seen what he was about, and they were trying to make me stay overtime one day. I had stuff to do. Like I had personal stuff to do. When you have personal stuff to do, I'm gonna tell this to you, to anybody that's out there, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people have been through this. Once you fulfill your 8 hours, it's none of your business. I'm talking to the companies now. Any employee that works, you gotta understand what I mean. You as an employee, after you fulfill your 8 hours, it's none of the company's business why you need to go home. Okay? It's none of their business, You're a grown adult. You don't have to make up a story just to be able to go home. And you don't have to explain yourself just to be able to go home once you fulfill your requirements, because you're working there by choice. Right? You're working there by choice. And it's a give and take. Everything has to be give and take. If it's not play give and take, then you're being unfair. Right? And a lot of times what people do is that they meet polite people, and because they're polite, they don't give, they just take. And that's an unfair game, because no matter what, it's supposed to be provided. And that's something that I'm trying to explain. There's supposed to be a give and take, If I stay overtime for you 2 days in a row, and I show up late 1 day in a row, or 2 days in a row, you guys should not be giving me any drama over that, because it's a give and take relationship. Like I said, relationship, right? You guys expect the employees to go out of their way for you guys. You guys need to go out of the way. You guys need to go out of your way for the employees too. And it's not just by feeding them a meal once in a while. It's a give and take. See, I worked for companies before. That company, they really wanted me to have a car. They could have gave me a company car. They could have gave me a company car. And that company really wanted me to be working there. They would have gave me all the benefits, because, I had the credentials. I had the experience, and I was fulfilling the work. Towards the end of the time that I was working there, this is the thinking a lot of people do, and I allow it, because no matter what, eventually they start looking bad. Okay, sometimes they'll catch it, sometimes they won't. So another thing that happens, anybody that has worked in any kind of work, I'm pretty sure this happens anywhere. This is what they do. They try to pile the work on you. See? And that's a mistake that happens to them. See, that's a mistake that happens to them at True Fresh HPP. I don't know if maybe they haven't worked in an environment like I have. And this is not me giving recognition to that company, because like I say, I had issues with that company too for similar reasons, right? But after you're working at a place like Whole Foods, right? So Whole Foods, I'm gonna give you some positive feedback, but it's not just positive, because there's something wrong with your management. The way that company works, it's a good company, but there's also a lot of negativity, because the way that you guys are running it, you guys are trying to run it like you guys are trying to run it like Scientology, and most people don't see that, but that's what you guys are trying to do for Whole Foods. All right, so now I'm gonna give you that positive feedback, right? After you work at Whole Foods, after you work at a place like Whole Foods, this is gonna go off. This is for all the selectors, you know, for other people that do selecting work. You know, I've been through this. I've been a selector, you know, and I was a good selector. You know, there's nothing to be proud of it, but there's nothing to be ashamed. You know, because no matter what, it's work. See, I'm not gonna say that I was the best, you know, but I was always in the top 10. You know. After you work in a company like Whole Foods and you do all the work that I did, that I'm talking about, or even just being a selector, you know, after you're a selector at Whole Foods for the time that I've been selecting, any company that you go to, it's just a joke, because they're just small companies, and maybe that's the issue that you guys. Maybe that's the issue, that the people at that company, they hadn't ever worked for a company like that, or they haven't ever worked for a company like that for so long. Because, like I said, I worked at Whole Foods for almost 5 years. You know, the only thing that happened is that I think that they didn't want to give me my 5-year benefits, and you know, that's why they started issues with me, because they wanted me to quit. And I just think that's sad, because no matter what, I see that as blocking. You know, that's player hating. That's life player haters. You know, they're blocking me just because whatever, you know. And like I say, you know, after you work at Whole Foods selecting and doing all the output and receiving input at the rate that they do it, even on a slow day for them, you know, it's way more than what you guys were doing at True Fresh HPP. And I'm saying this because you guys work with True Fresh HPP, right? Whole Foods, you know, I see your product there. I know you guys work with them. I know you guys are part of that company. And I'm just saying this for that reason, you know. For all the management at True Fresh HPP, you know, you guys don't know what work is. See, and I think I think that was my problem. That since you guys didn't know what work is, everybody made the mistake, you know. They made the mistake that towards the end of the time that I was working there, they tried trying to unload all the work on me, thinking that I was gonna, like, you know, crumble. I guess that's the best way I can explain it. Thinking that I was gonna crumble, but the only thing that happened is I managed to pull it off. And when that happened, it created this negative effect for everybody, because once that happened, it notified all of them that none of them were needed there, you know. And it gave everybody a warning, you know, in their mind. It gave them all a warning that they were all at risk of losing their job, you know. And they all have cars, you know. They all have cars to pay, and that's the reason. That's the thing that I'm telling you. You know, that's a negative. That's a really big downside that a lot of you guys and women probably got stuck in the situation that I'm gonna talk about right now. So the company knew they were gonna try to fire me. You know, one way or another, they were gonna do it, right? Because, like I said, since I wasn't talking to them, since the management wasn't cool with me, I can't be cool with them. I'm sorry. Like, I know that you're management. But if you're not the kind of person that knows how to talk to me, it doesn't matter, you know. You're useless to me, and that's the way it works. And so that's what happens, you know. Even though they're management, you know, then they get bothered because, like I said, I know how to do the work. I know how to do the work, and if you guys are hearing me talk, you know, I just don't talk because I just don't want to. Okay. When I don't talk, it's because I just don't want to, and sometimes there's no need for it, you know. A lot of the time at work, there's no need for it to talk, you know, because, like I said, a lot of the work stuff is fake. A lot of the work stuff is just fake drama that companies do because they're trying to corner people into situations to feel some security that those people are dependent on them, on that job. Okay, so you go work for a company like that. The only thing that you're gonna do is you're gonna buy a car. And then after like 2 or 3 months, you're gonna find yourself unemployed, and now you're gonna find yourself screwed because you have a car that you need to make payments, right? And what happens is that, you know, most people, you know, they're gonna try to save their car. You know, they're gonna try to save the car. So then they're gonna try to, like, you know, take any job or go and do this. But no matter what, they're not gonna be able to save that car. That's what I'm trying to say. You know, they're not gonna be able to save that car because that was the point. You see, because towards the end of the time that I was there, like I said, I'm gonna pause the recording quick and I'll come back right now. Earlier I forgot to pause it and I'm sorry about that. Right. Alright, I'm back. The time is 6:56. It's still a continuation of the same recording. I just went to the restroom really quick. Like I said, there's no need for it to be in the audio, but I accidentally forgot to pause it earlier because I was doing something else and I just kind of like walked into the restroom and I didn't notice till I was already, peeing. But like I said, I'll try to edit it out if I get a chance. I highly doubt it, but so yeah, like this is a continuation of the conversation. So yeah, like see, so finally, like I don't know if I'm gonna pick up exactly where I left off, but finally, like towards the last time that I was working at True Fresh HPP in Buena Park, down Caballero Street. For anybody who speaks Spanish, that means caballero. You know, like a gentleman, caballero. See? So yeah, that's the situation that happened there. So finally, you know, they tried to upload all the work on me. Then I would get bothered because, you know, that's what happens to people. You know, people that I've seen it happen to people. And I've seen it happen to people because they make it obvious, right? So the thing that happened is that they tried to make. Okay, I'm not so specific on the time, on the date, but I'm gonna go based on the last day that I know that I worked there. The last day that I worked there was like the 16th or the 17th. I think it was the 17th. It was January 17th. Right. What is the issue that happened on January 17th? See, when I get to the warehouse, I'm telling you this. Okay, when I get to the warehouse after I've been working there for a while, just by looking around, I could know how much work is gonna be done and how much work is gonna be needed. When these people start telling me these creative stories, I don't care if it's all of you guys at work. I'm not talking to the listeners right now, because this is what they try to do to me. Everybody, like I said, it's a Christ theory. You know, the Christ theory is. I'm gonna explain it again for anybody that hasn't listened to the other recordings. The Christ theory is a theory. See, I haven't seen this in any book, and you're probably not gonna find it in any book unless that book is My Life by Michael Carmona, or my struggle to stay. Michael Carmona's struggle to stay Michael Carmona. Okay? Or the devil with interview with the devil. One of those. Unless it's on a book like that, which still doesn't exist, you're not gonna find that in any book. Right? This is the theory that I'm saying. Okay? This is the Christ theory. The Christ theory. The Christ theory, or the Jesus Christ theory. Jesus Christ has the power to unite. See? But the thing is that it unites through hatred. See? It's not through peace and love, how they say. Okay, they're a lot of people don't follow the word, don't follow the scripture, don't understand it, and they don't speak it. See, the Christ theory that I'm talking about, excuse me, is when people team up for a common cause, and usually that common cause involves somebody, right? So I'm gonna say an outcast, right? An outcast is anybody that their point of view does not match the society's point of view, or the greater cluster of people point of view. So what happens is that they all team up because that person is a threat to them, and they don't know why. It's just because that person doesn't necessarily need to be a threat to them. They find it threatening that person's thinking is different. I guess, I don't know. I honestly, that's just my concept, my theory on that, right? So what happens is that people unite. People will unite when there's common hatred. See? When there's common hatred, people unite. And that's the Jesus Christ theory. The Jesus Christ theory is anytime that people unite because of hatred for somebody. Okay? So that hatred for that one person, it creates people to unite, even enemies, even if they hate each other. See? That's where the concept, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, comes from, right? So even enemies will unite. So as in Jesus Christ theory, Jesus Christ has the power to unite, but it unites through hatred, right? And that's what I mean, So at work, everybody teaming up to regurgitate the same story. That's what I'm saying. Anybody that doesn't mean regurgitate is when you like, it's not throw up, but it's when you kind of like spit back out your food, or you kind of like I don't know what's the best way of explaining it, but that's the best way I'm gonna explain it. Right? So when people are giving you information, false information, I call it regurgitation. They're just regurgitating information in a way that it's not, because when you spit out true food, it's not the food is not coming out the way it went in. All right, so that's why I'm saying regurgitation information. See, so what they do is they all team up to regurgitate the same information, the same BS, the same BS story. And when that happens is then you're the outcast, because now if you try to go up against it, you're just paranoid. And then that's the thing, that's the thing. You need to know how to pretty much you need to know how to troubleshoot all that. Right? So in this situation, see, a lot of people think that I'm shy. I'm gonna be specific to this. If you would meet me, you would think that I'm shy too. That's if you would meet me. Like I said, I don't know if that's what is being portrayed in these conversations or not. Okay, but I'm telling you, in my personal life, a lot of people think that I'm shy. Even though that's not the way I look, a lot of people think that I'm shy because I like keeping to myself or whatever, and for other reasons that I can't explain right now. But anybody that has met me, or any female that has met me, that knows me, you guys know what I mean, right? So they think that I'm shy. So what they did is that, like I said, they tried to put all the work on me, thinking that I was gonna crumble under the pressure. But all the work there is nothing compared to working at Whole Foods. I did more at Whole Foods working a 4-hour shift than what I did there working a full shift. And that's the thing, that's the thing, that they don't understand that. I guess they don't understand what real work is, right? So what happened is that they pretty much, okay, they have agency, they have company there, right? And I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna explain what they do there, and you're gonna catch it, and you're gonna understand this, all right? Okay. One of the main leads there is, his name's Jim. Okay, like I said, I think he's just a racist SOB, because like I said, like I was talking earlier, he would try to hit me up gangster because he wanted me to get to talk like that. And like I said, I don't play that game. Like I don't play that game. Like I just don't play that game, right? Like I said, if anything, you know, if I could identify myself as anything, which I don't, you know, if anything, you guys could think it, you guys could think of it as I'm a hustler mentality, but not the way you think. Okay, not the way that you think, and not the way that they use it in music. You know, the way they use it in music, they mean something else, right? And he kept trying to hit me up. You know, he tried trying to hit me up Mexican gangster, and you know, I'm not gonna play that game with him because first of all, he's not Mexican. Okay. So what happened is that there were these two females there, you know. Like I said, Jennifer, you know, if you're listening to this, I don't think you would be because I don't think you'll be in any of these channels. And Adriana, that I really didn't talk to at all, you know. But Jennifer, I kind of talked to you for like a second. You were there when that happened, you know. You know, I went into the office to leave paperwork for receiving, and like I said, usually I have no interest right now. Like I said, overall, I have no interest most of the time. Okay, to start a conversation with the female, like even if they're pretty, you know, whatever, you know. So, because like I said, if I approach, then they think that I'm trying to date, and if they think that I'm trying to date, then they want me to provide, and I'm not that. You know, I'm not the provider. I'm telling you straight out, you know. I don't provide in exchange for sex. That's what I'm saying. Okay, I don't provide. Okay. So that's why I'm not gonna approach you, because if I approach you, then you're gonna expect that I'm the one that's providing, and I'm not gonna. That's not the way it's gonna go down. Like I said, it's not because I'm being mean. Like I'm speaking the way that it is. I'm speaking the way that I am, and part of it has to do with me reviewing the pretty much, you know, everything that I've been going through. Because like I said, I have nobody. Like I don't talk to nobody because I really don't need to. The only thing that right now, I was trying to do the YouTube stuff. So right now, little by little, you know, everything's making it so that I can't do any of that no more, you know. to me, I see it as I'm being singled out, because that's the way I see it. You know, I see it as somehow I'm being singled out of that, you know. And by being singled out, I don't mean like I'm being like, you know, called out. I'm saying that they're kind of like trying to push me out of that, like. And the way that they're doing this by, you know, pretty much by all this, because, you know, that's the way I'm saying it, that's the way that I see it, right? Because overall this, you know, little by little, everything, you know, like I said, towards the end of everything, you know, the PC that I was using, the laptop gave out, you know. The phone that I was using, the phone was pretty new, you know. It was like at least like 3 or 4 months old. Barely, you know, and it gave out, you know, it gave out. That's too quick for it to give out like that. And it wasn't a cheap phone, you know. It was a Stylo 4, but now I think it is a cheap phone because, you know, I have cheaper phones, you know. I had like $50 phones that I've had for years, and they still function, you know. They still work. The only thing that the battery sucks, you know, because they're cheaper phones, you know. They have. One of the main difference between a cheap phone and a good phone is just most of the time it's just the battery, right? Some people know this, some people don't. Most of the time it's just the battery, and in some cases it might be the storage a little bit, right? But the majority of the time it's the battery, right? so yeah, little by little, like I said, it doesn't matter because, like I said, the situation that I'm in right now, I'm not gonna be able to do it anyway. So, like, that's all I'm trying to explain on this, So yeah, right now these audio recordings is the only thing that I have to pretty much to entertain myself and to create content to upload later on Facebook or YouTube, because it relates to my life story and it relates to my situation. And like I said, for legal reasons, these recordings are going to have many purposes, and if these recordings serve their purpose, and these recordings are going to be heard, they're going to be heard out there for a long time, for a long time. They're going to be thrown out there in the media, and I don't mean like the media like the news, but I mean you're gonna hear these recordings embedded in other kind of media like music and stuff. You're gonna hear parts of it, and that's what I'm trying to say, So yeah, right now these recordings, right now I'm working off of my last phone, right? The last one that I have is an LG, and it's called Aristo, like an aristocrat, but without the crack, You guys know what an aristocrat is, right? Okay, so the phone is called Aristo, LG. That's the only phone that I have right now, but the phone doesn't recognize that chip. It doesn't want to read the chip, and so I threw it away, because I don't need it no more. Like I already mentioned this earlier. Now I'm working off of this phone, and right now I'm doing this recording, and I'm talking about work stuff. So yeah, that's the. So once that happened, then the situation is that they try to put all the workload on me. I managed to get through, and then another excuse that they would try to slow down production would be that they had meetings, they had team meetings, and they've done this to me before. So hopefully just to do it to me too, to kind of to get me to stop, to slow down. That's what I mean by stop, to slow down. I don't mean to literally stop, but they would do it to slow me down, because I would do the production stuff. Like I would do the output, because like I said, I'm not there to kick it, There's a time and a place for everything, and at the time that I'm at work, I'm not there because I want to be there. Even if I like the work, I'm not there because I want to be there. I'm there because everybody has to work according to the way that they made it. All right. So that's it. That's the bottom line. And even if I meet cool people, like good-looking women, like I said, the last company that I was working, that place was filled with good-looking women, and I'm not gonna stay there just because of that, I had already talked about this earlier. So what happens is that they try, like I said earlier, they think I'm a shy guy because of that, So what happens is that they try throwing all the workload on me, and then they had a meeting that day, and I avoided that meeting. I avoided going to that meeting because I knew that I could do the work that they were gonna try and make overtime on. I could do it in half an hour, but they were gonna try and make 4 hours of overtime on that. And like I said, I'm not looking to pile up money like that. Like I don't like. Oh man, like I already talked about this a little bit, but what is? I'm not trying to speak. Like I don't know. Like, I'm just not gonna talk about that right now. But like I said, I'm just there to do what I'm there to do, and then that's it, right? I get in and I get out. That's it. Chances are that if you ever worked with me, you'll see it. You'll notice that it's true. There's times there's times where I was working and I wouldn't see anybody because, like I said, like I said, I know how to avoid people, and Since I like being alone, I try to as much as possible. I'll try to. And they tried dumping all the load on me, the workload. I managed to get it done. I skipped the meeting because usually the meetings are just stupid. Usually the meetings was just Jim trying to be funny. The manager, Jim, he was just trying to be funny. He's just stupid and it's just annoying, right? So I avoided going to that meeting because it's just nonsense meeting, that doesn't have anything to do with serious work. So what I did is I completed the work. I completed the work, and after the 8 hours, I just took off because I already knew what they were going to try to do. They were going to try to create an issue for me to stay. So what I did is I just took off, and I took off, and they got bothered because I effed up their plans, because once I completed the work, then once you complete the work that they're using as an excuse to keep people there, then for the people that have cars, that have car payments to do, then they start stressing out about that. They start stressing out about their car payment because that's what's motivating them to want to be at work. Whether it's because they like it, or whether because it's motivating them now because they need to keep paying it. I don't know which one it is. It could be both, or it could be one or the other. So what happened is I completed the work. I completed the work within the 8-hour shift, and I took off. I completed the work. Like I said, I like playing by the rules. I completed the work. I took off. I punched out and I took off, and I went home. As I was going home, as I was on the bus, one of the managers calls me, and I don't answer calls. I don't answer calls when I'm off the clock, right? Because when I'm off the clock, you're not paying me to answer your phone call. Okay, that's the thing that I'm trying to explain to people. Once you're off the clock, this is the thing that a lot of people need to understand. Okay, I'm gonna sidetrack really quick. All right. See, the work economy, it got controlled by single people. The single people control the work economy. If you're in a couple, or if you're in the marriage or in a relationship, whether it's a straight one or gay, and I don't mean a gay like maybe the way the words that I'm speaking on that is not politically correct, all right? But you new generations have to understand that I'm not from your generation, right? So if you guys get offended, don't. That's what I'm trying to say. Don't. All right. The words had different meanings at different times, even though it's the same meaning. It wasn't always used to insult, so don't take it the wrong way. Okay. So I don't know if it's whether it's straight or a gay relationship, and by gay I mean lesbian. Lesbian is gay. Okay. I know that they're trying to make it like its own thing, but lesbians are just gay. That's the same thing. It doesn't matter if you're male or female. If you're male and you like male, and you're female and you like female, then you're gay. And I don't mean it as an insult. Okay. I mean, that's the definition of being gay. Being gay is that being open is bi, right? For anybody who doesn't know that, in the current times, when you like both, you're bi. Okay? But that does not make you gay. Okay? I know that some people will say that that's gay in an insulting way, but just because you're bi does not mean that you're gay. Okay? It's a difference, I know that sexually it's the same thing. All right, I understand that. I'm making it clear. Sexually, it's the same thing. All right. So if you're bi and you have sexual relationship with guys, and you have sexual relationship with women, then it's gay. All right, it's gay but you're not gay. Because you're bi. That's the difference. And some people might understand it, some people might not. All right. So the work market, I'm not talking workforce here, like the work industry. The work market is dominated by single people, single men or single women. They don't have relationships no more, or they don't have families no more because they grew up, or they just didn't ever. And what happens is that they either, because that's their pastime or whatever, if they like you, they're gonna want to keep you there. But sometimes they don't want to give you the credit, and that's the issue. They don't want to give you the credit, man. They don't want to give you the credit and the benefit, and that's the thing that I'm trying to say. That's unfair, because that's the way it's supposed to work. Is if your workers are working good, you're supposed to give them privileges, right? You're supposed to give them extra privileges and extra benefit, because if one employee does the work of 3 employees, then why wouldn't you? No matter what, you're saving money. Even if you hook them up with the bonus every month, you're still saving money. So why are you being cheap? That's the thing that that's what I'm trying to say, to all the people in titles, and all the companies, you guys know you guys can do it. Like I said, all you companies, you guys are so smart. Why isn't that you guys can't balance out the books? Why is it that you guys can't balance out the books to not have to screw people over? That's what I'm trying to say, So either you guys can, or you guys choose not to, because you guys need to feel superior to someone. And that's the only thing that I could think about that. Okay, because other than that, there's no reason why it should be like that. That's all I'm trying to say about that. Right? So, like I said, the workforce has been controlled by single people. The single people, they always want to be at work because of the females, and either because they're dating. And other than that, once the female is out of the work, sometimes the female's not gonna want to go kick it with you, because they might have their own thing. Because like I said, some people play, this is for females and guys, some people play the game on both sides. Some people play the game out, and some people play the game at home. And I don't mean at home, I don't mean like in the house. At home, I'm saying right now, at home is like when they're out from work, or their personal life. Let me say personal life, right? So there's people that might be single, and they play the single game in the personal life, and they go and they play the work game because they're single, and it's okay. There's nothing wrong with being single and playing the game, because that's the purpose. That's the purpose. That's the game where pretty much it's not considered cheating, because you're playing the single game, and when you're playing the single game, it's not cheating, because it's not, because there is nothing. That's not the way it works. People have a misunderstanding of the way things work, right? Or maybe I have a misunderstanding. I don't know, So then the situation is that, like I say, the work industry is controlled by, the single people, and the single people don't mind, they don't mind going out and kicking it. The ones that are doing it, they don't mind, right? Because that's why they wouldn't do it, and then they would make it so that it wouldn't be like that, so that they could get away with it, and I don't mean to get away with anything, but like get away with not having to show up to that or whatever, right? So, anybody that has a family, like I said, anybody that has a family knows what I'm talking about, because they tried using this against you before. They tried using that way to tell you, oh, well, think about your family, you gotta make extra cash for this and that, and see that's them trying to play you, right? See, that True Fresh HVP, that guy Jim, he tried to do that to me, but he wasn't doing it for that. He was trying to block. He was trying to block my game, but I wasn't playing. That's the thing. He was trying to block my game. Like I'm talking like player game, right? Like guy to girl player game. Okay, he was trying to block my game, and I don't know if it was just because, or just because he thought something that wasn't, right? So he was trying to block my game. So there's this girl, and she's a bitch. And I'm gonna say your name because you're a bitch with me. Now I don't know if you were just doing your job, but no matter what, if you're doing your job, you're laying. That's the thing that I'm trying to tell you, everybody. Because if you're doing your job and they're making you into a dick or an asshole, then that sucks because of you trying to work just to continue. They try to change you. They try to change you to them. Either they try to change you to them or they try to change you so that you don't do good with the other people right there. That's the only thing I could think of that, right? So there's a bitch, right? And I don't mean to be vulgar, but she was a bitch because she was fucked up with me for no reason, right? Her name was Cavelli, and I'm sorry to you, dude, and you know who I'm talking about. All right, this is work related, because I know you told me that she was a cool person, and maybe she was a cool person with you because maybe she liked you, but she was a bitch with me, right? She was a bitch with me, and I understand that maybe she was just doing her work, but that's the thing that I'm trying to explain to people. People are letting companies turn them into dicks and assholes for no reason, just because because they can't balance the books or whatever, personal gain, So yeah, like I was in the office, I go into the office and, I'm letting them know that I'm going to take off already because they start issues with me. Like I said, they start issues with me when I take off after my 8-hour shift because I just take off, After your 8-hour shift, they can't tell you. After your 8-hour shift, they can't tell you nothing legally. Even if they include it in their little workbook stuff, under legal laws, there's certain stuff that they can't do, right? But they count on you not to know that, right? So after your 8-hour shift, you don't know anybody in the explanation at work why you're not there no more. That's it. That's the bottom line to any people at work. And don't try it out, because if you try it out, you're gonna find yourself unemployed, right? Just take my word for it. Don't try it out. And I mean, I don't mean like once. You might do it once and get away with it. That's not what I'm talking about. I mean, do it every day. Do it every day that they're demanding overtime, and you're gonna find yourself unemployed. Trust me. Because that's what they do, Once you do that, then they start issues with you because they know that they don't have your loyalty like that, and that's like, see, that's something that should happen between a married couple only. If anything, maybe in a relationship, but not even. That's something that should only happen within a married couple. Okay, there should be at work. There should be no personal. At work there should be no personal feelings involved with anybody. Company or employee. It's nothing personal. You guys gotta keep it separate. You guys keep to say, it's nothing personal. It's just good business. But you guys all take it personal. Okay, and that's the truth. You all take it personal. Okay. You all take it personal because if you guys wouldn't take it personal, I would still be working there because I was doing my job and I was doing a good job at it, right? I was doing my job and I was doing your job. Everybody there, you guys know what I mean. I was doing your job and I wasn't even complaining to you because as long as I don't have to deal with you, and sometimes I'm okay with certain stuff, like I said, sometimes I'm okay with certain stuff, So like I said, I'm going to say this to Richie, because I know you had I don't know what your problem with me was, but I know you had some type of issue with me, right? And I'm just telling you, if I didn't have to see your face, I will let you kick back just so I don't have to see you around me. So that's what I gotta say to you, Richie, right? Because you were kind of a dick with me, and you know it, and you were just a dick with me because you wanted to provoke me to speak when it wasn't necessary, and I tried talking to you, I tried befriending you, and I tried being cool with you, but I don't know if it was for personal reasons, but you were just a dick or an asshole with me. I don't know which one you prefer to be. I don't know which one's your preference, but it must be one of those because you were that with me, right? So yeah, so yeah, that's the kind of stuff. Like I'm not mad. Like I'm speaking. I honestly don't think that anybody is gonna hear that conversation that is from that company. But I'm saying, if you're hearing it, I'm telling you, I was cool with you, like I said, I was doing your work, just so I didn't have to deal with you, just so I didn't have to see you. just so I didn't have to see you, and just so I didn't have to, you know, talk with you, I was willing to do your work, you know, just so you get the fuck out of there, you know. See, that's the benefit. That's the benefit that dicks and assholes benefit, and that's why some of them do it. But you know, that's the way that you. If anybody that's trying to claim, you know, if anybody, see, I haven't been able to claim unemployment. Every job that ever has happened, that I'm unemployed, is because I had to leave, because I don't want to be working in a hostile environment. Who wants to be working in a hostile environment? You know, especially when the hostility is because you do a good job and you don't want to stay there more time. You know, that's just stupid. You know, you working good and them getting upset with you and making you their enemy or making you hate them because you work good is just stupid. I don't understand the logic behind people's thinking sometimes, right? You have a good employee and you're willing to let that relationship get messed up just because you want to keep them there longer, and you're willing to create drama in their life just to cause it to happen. See, I don't understand the logic behind that, right? How is it you the employer, that you think that your employee is gonna respond to you in a good way with you being a dick or an asshole with them? I don't know which one you prefer, but you prefer one of them because that's what you are. See, so that guy Richie, he would try to block me just because for no reason. See, I don't know if that was his way of him trying to talk to me or what, you know, but I tried talking to him, you know, which is it just, like I said, you know, some people, you know, either they don't know how to talk to me or they don't know how to respond to me, or I don't know, you know, maybe I'm not at their level. And, you know, there's no need to force a conversation. You know, if there's no conversation there, then, you know, then that's it. You know, you guys work together and that's it. You guys don't need to talk. See, and that's the thing that I think happens to people sometimes. They can't, like, I don't know, but like I say, that guy was a dick with me, you know. That guy was a dick with me because he wanted to agitate me to socialize. And I don't know why people, like I said, I don't know why people do that. Like like I said, women, if this is the way the guys play you, you know, please give me some feedback. If that is that it, you know. Are they throwing the game that they throw at you, at me, and thinking that's gonna have an effect? Because other than that, they don't know what to try. Because other than that, that's the only thing that I could think. Because I seen that being done to women, you know, where, you know, guys try to annoy them so they could complain and be like, oh, hey guy, what's your fucking problem? And then once that happens, and you know, you start a conversation. Anybody that has watched the movie Hitch, you guys know what I'm talking about, okay? So that's another thing about movies like that. Stupid movies like that, they give stupid mentality to the stupid guys, and to I'm gonna say to the stupid guys because, like I said, most of the time I've been dealing with guys, right? And you know, that's another thing about movies like that. They put these stupid mentalities onto the males, and you know, that's annoying. You know, that kind of mentality is fucking annoying. You know, some asshole just blocking you because he's trying to get you to talk to him. It's like, what the fuck is that? You know, what kind of... I'm saying, like, I'm honestly, like, I'm asking, what is that backstab kind of thinking of? All right, like, I'm being serious. Anybody that's hearing these conversations, you know, if you guys find any of these conversations interesting or anything, you know, give me some feedback on this, even if I can't see it right now because I'm not on Facebook. You know, leave the comments, and eventually, if I get into it, you know, like, I'm being serious. Like, these are situations that I've gone through in my life, you know, and I don't know if people go through these kind of problems. See, I want to believe that other people go through these kind of things, because other than that, then I'm just being singled out, and that's just like unfair. Yeah, that's just weird. That's just what I'm saying. I'm gonna stop the recording right now, because it's already an hour. So I'm gonna like, I got nothing to do, so I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna do another one right now, and like I said, I'll continue in the next one. All right.